3, 2, 1.
Hi everyone, my name is Faustina Pepos Tehila, your presenter on a show called An Ear to Listen. Welcome to our first episode of An Ear to Listen. So on our show today, we have a story of a young lady who grew up in a complicated home. To her surprise, her mother could not show her that motherly love that she needed, but rather she was shown love by a stepfather who later changed his mind as well. We're going to have a commercial break and we'll be back with our story.
Wafisungusho niwe, katelelika wa mabimbi niwe, tule kawila. Hi family, my name is Elizabeth Kawasolungu and you are watching CHUNGA PA TOP TV. Make sure you keep watching.
Welcome back. So as I mentioned earlier on our show today called An Ear to Listen, we have a situation of a young lady who grew up in a complicated home. So she wrote a letter to CHUNGA PA TOP and the letter is as follows. So I'm going to read through the letter. So it says, "Good morning CHUNGA PA TOP team and CHUNGA community. Please hide my identity. I just want to share my growing up because I'm traumatized up to now. I still don't know why my mom couldn't show love. I grew up in a home where there was always a difference between me and my siblings. I couldn't touch or use their things. It was a thing where we were not allowed to talk about our academics because I would always do better than my siblings. I remember one day Dad told me not to believe whenever someone told me he wasn't my real dad. That stayed in my mind, but I didn't know what he meant. I didn't know what he meant by that. It could cause shame, meaning the academics here. It could cause shame because I always did better than my siblings. I wasn't actually celebrated in my academics because my academics were always higher than my siblings. So I wasn't allowed to talk about my school performance. Time passed. My sister was everyone's favorite at home. Mom could constantly get upset about everything I do. And to my surprise, some relatives came and told us not to tell Dad about everything or anything that happened home. There are situations where my school papers were bent. I reported that to Mom. She said probably I wasn't placing them orderly. So I was told to find a bag or a suitcase where I should be placing my school reports. One day I was beaten so bad because my sister had accused me. The beating was so bad that it disfigured one of my fingers and dental formula. I was told not to tell Dad about it. When Dad asked about what happened, because the scars were showing, Mom insisted and lied that she was chasing me, so I had to fail and hurt myself. Since I was told not to tell Dad about anything, I went with the idea, and I also had to lie that I actually fell and hit myself. Dad didn't have much power to speak because he wouldn't pick sides between his wife and his stepchild. So church became my rescue and school prep too. I would decide to stay at school and study because home was just so pathetic. After I completed school, I thought of going to School of Medicine, which I started, but the family was against it. They said I can't do medicine because I was female or because I'm female. I continued school and I was boarding there. So boarding school became my rescue too. To my surprise, Mom never visited, not even a single day. Along the way, I stopped school because Dad had stopped paying my school fees because of the family's influence. I went back home. I wasn't comfortable home and I wasn't comfortable when it comes to food. Mom could not eat food prepared by me. Mom could not talk to me rather. So it continues here. So Mom could not talk to me. She could not sit in my space. Even when I got sick, she couldn't ask me what I needed to eat, but rather she could send my siblings to ask what I would feel like eating. So I had to move to my auntie's house. My auntie's house was hell as well. Aunt couldn't allow me to sleep with my lights on because she said I could finish her electricity. I wasn't allowed to charge my phone either. So fast forward, Mom got sick. To my surprise, in her sickness, she really wanted me to take care of her. She asked me to prepare her meals, to do everything that she needed, and I took very good care of her. So fast forward, Mom died 2 days after her birthday. I didn't really grieve at the funeral because I was asked to make sure everyone had eaten their meals. Dad wasn't really grieving as well because he was the one preparing everything that was needed at the funeral house. Fast forward, Isambo Liamfwa came up. To my surprise, at the Isambo Liamfwa, I became a subject. I was called a problem. It was said I had caused problems in Mom's marriage. Dad was blamed as well because he used to do everything, including paying my school fees. So that really upset the family. Dad had changed as well after Mom's burial. I just thought the mistreating was so bad and decided to move out of the house. Church, that was my rescue, was no longer my rescue because I wasn't comfortable going to church. Me staying alone wasn't a joy. There reached a time where I stopped going to church because of the feeling I had after leaving church, everyone going back to their family, but I had no family to reach out to. And sometimes all I would need is just someone to invite me in their house for a meal, of which I never got because people thought I would be going out with their husbands. So this is the story that we have today. As we always say, people are going through a lot in our community and in our society. So this is a situation of a young lady that wasn't loved. She wasn't shown love by her family. Her mom, most especially, her mom died without loving her. It's a situation whereby a woman gets married and she loves her husband so much, forgetting her own child. So it's up to us now as the community to advise this young lady because, as she says she's still traumatized up to now that her mom failed to love her. And we see this in many cases whereby Muzmaya Kwatiliwa, and you find a man that wants to marry you and that man will be like, I'll marry you but I don't want you to take your child in. And we've seen a lot of these things happening whereby a woman gets married because of the love that she has for her man. She chooses to abandon her own child. So you're free to contribute, you're free to comment, and let's just advise her because she's traumatized. She needs counseling right now for her to get rid of all those memories that she's had since her childhood. She would do well in her academics. She wasn't celebrated, and I think we as a community or we as family people have to celebrate the little things that our children are doing, because if a child does well academically, they have to be celebrated for them to push more, for them to know that, okay, I'm doing this and this, I'm doing well in this and that area. They have to be celebrated. But she was doing well in her academics. No one had to celebrate her. She went to a school of medicine, which the family was against. And the dad didn't have that power to speak because he was just a stepfather. So please feel free. We're waiting for those comments. Feel free to advise, to encourage, or to anything that you have that will bring comfort to our sister. You're free to contribute. You can write us you can text us through the number scrolling, or you can just text us live on Facebook. We'll be able to read your comments. Let's take a break for now. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all our viewers out there. Speaking before you is Mukuka Thomas, coming from Zatu Loans. So today we just wanted to inform you on the services that we are offering. So as Zatu Loans, we are offering collateral-based loans, or in short, we are offering loans where we are holding on to items, then we give you that financial aid that you are looking for. So our loans are very flexible and very, very ideal, so to say. So we hold on to items such as phones, laptops, TV sets, fridges, could be vehicles. For vehicles, I should highlight to say we park the vehicles, then we hold on to the white book as well for security purposes. So where are we located? So we have branches in town, in Kawata, and now we are open in Matero. So in Matero, you find us at BJ's Complex, right opposite CBS, or let me just say near Choppies or Papep Che Pamene Panja. Just when you reach Papep, you're going to find us there. So come through. Our loans are very, very flexible, and you might just be one of the people out there who are being assisted by the services that we are offering. Thank you very much.
I'm back. So as we were saying earlier, to say we need your participation, you have to comment, because what we want by the end of the day is to find a solution to get this sister of ours out of that trauma. Because many of the times situations whereby you find frustrated people in our society, in our day-to-day living, that frustration comes from somewhere. Someone just can't be frustrated out of nowhere. So you find that those frustrations come out of probably the situations that they went through years back, or they're growing up, so to say. Yeah, so our sister is really traumatized. It's something that she can't get out of her mind. Yeah, it keeps on haunting her, and so now she seeks counsel. So she wants us as the community to counsel her through our encouragements and comments, so to say. So as I mentioned earlier, to say we have numbers scrolling on your screen that you can use to comment. So I have some comments here, and this comment is coming from Alice Piri, and the comment says, "We understand that life can be tough, and sometimes it feels like the people closest to you are the ones who hate you the most. But remember, you're not alone. God is always with you, and He has a plan to prosper you, not to harm you." So thank you so much, Alice, for that comment. And yes, above all, we still have God, because it's the nature of people to turn against our backs, to mistreat us, and to do all sorts of things. But as long as you have God, you have everything. Then this one comes from Ben Lombe, and Ben Lombe says, "Focus on your business, your passion, and your purpose. The people who truly care about you will support you, and those who don't are not your family. You are about to meet new people who will become your tribe, your support system, and your friends." Thank you so much for this comment as well. Then I have another comment here. This one is coming from Melissa Chiluba, and this one says, "Forgiveness is key. Let go of hurt and pain and the anger. Forgive them, not for their sake, but for yours. You deserve to be free from the weight of anger. Put God first, and everything else will fall into place. Trust the process, trust the journey, and trust one who guides you." Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for these encouraging comments. I'm sure our sister right there is listening and is watching the show, and she's been encouraged wherever she is. So this show will not end just here, because we need to have at least some counselors that will also come live and just participate on the show by encouraging our sister. And as we are commenting, because this show, it will continue till next time, let's find good comments that will encourage our sister, that will take away the trauma. And let's always ask ourselves, why is it that whenever someone wants to get married, they tend to forget about their family, their responsibilities, and everything? I think marriage, for someone to want to marry you, they have to accept you for who you are and the people around you, the people surrounded by you. Not just whereby a man comes, he wants you, but he doesn't want your kids. That just doesn't make sense. A man that just loves you and does not love your family, that just doesn't make sense, because the families that we get into, there are different kinds of people. They're mad people, mentally disturbed people, they're sick people. So for you to accept that partner, you need to accept everything. So we'll continue with our show next time. Please feel free to comment, to contribute, and to participate. And for those that feel like wanting to come and participate on the show, you're free. You can get in touch with us through the numbers scrolling on the screen. You might say, "I'm a parent and I just want to address fellow parents on this," because we see it whereby parents mistreat their own children, and kids will be like, Is she my real mom? Is he my real dad? They ask themselves questions that disturbs them mentally, and those are issues that we ought to talk about. So from me, Fastina Purpose Tehila, and the Chunga Pa Top TV team, I would love to say thank you very much for being part of the show. Till next time, it's bye-bye.